Morning, everybody. Welcome to a very good day in the canyons because, well, Camaro SS, good chassis, alpha chassis. Always makes me happy. This is Kyle. Kyle drove all the way up from OC, which is a long drive, so I appreciate that. That is a really long way to go. You brought a really cool, kind of crazy looking car.
A little bit.
A little bit. We got orange wheels, black giant wing, and it's real loud. It's very loud.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It sounds really good. It's very loud. So, tell the people what you've done to this. The list of mods was long.
Yeah. So we'll start with what you can hear. It's got a BTR Stage 2 cam, a Vortech V3 SI kit on it with the 10 rib setup. So it makes 7.5 pounds boost. Makes 611 on Cunningham's dyno with the very conservative timing. The stock Z01 makes 520. But yeah, it's got some 6LE designs, wing, hood. It's got a front bumper. It's a 17 SEMA car that I like to drive. So
you took it to SEMA in 2017.
Yeah, it's going there this year with something a little different.
Something different?
I'll show you after.
Okay.
You'll be able to look up.
Okay, we know
see the stars.
What?
Yeah.
Are you cutting the roof off?
There might be some glass involved.
Okay, glass is good. if you turn the convertible.
No.
I remember some people did that when the Camaro first came out, and it looked bad. It looked like a tarp that's covering the convertible top. It wasn't good. All right, so you make 100 more horsepower at the wheels than a ZL1,
yeah,
which is
on
not a slow car.
91 octane, no meth, just timing.
And this is this set up for meth and E?
No, I don't touch meth. I just bought a fuel system to do E, and we're going to see how that turns out next month.
Meth is great for your productivity, I'll tell you what. All right, man, we're going to take it for a drive, and we're going to go on the big road just because of the things that this car possesses and the abilities it has. And keeping the steering in touring, this thing has touring, sport, and track electric assist. But as I've learned, and you know very well, it's just false weight, really.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. All right. So when did you supercharge this?
After 3,200 miles.
So basically, a little bit past break-in period.
Yeah, the clutch wasn't broken yet.
First impressions are it feels like a Camaro, but faster. What's your suspension on this?
It's on lowering springs by Rennick.
Okay.
I remember his ATS.
I do remember that name. Any shocks or anything, or just springs?
No, I've been looking at the KWs, but
they're good. They're one of the best. They're one of the best in aftermarket suspension solutions.
But stock sway bars are next on my list because it definitely needs them. I thought springs would be enough, but it lays over a little bit.
I mean, that's true, but I gotta say, just because of how good this chassis is, it feels a lot stiffer than a lot of other cars that have sway bars. So there's not a lot of body roll happening. Turn-in is clearly eager. This is a very open road, but yeah, everything just happens quicker than it used to.
That's why I didn't want to throw too many parts at it until I knew how it would handle.
Yeah, great point.
I bought this car knowing what the Alpha is capable of. So the lowering springs, I wanted to get some altitude down, but I didn't want to throw springs or sway bars at it. Make it something I don't want to have.
Yeah, well, what's great about this car is Chevy's also doing the R&D for you. Like the SS 455 horsepower stock, 3,500 whatever pounds. But they come out with the ZL1, they come out with the 1LE, and it's all based on the same chassis. So it can take more power, it can take more tire, and it's not gonna, twist itself into a pretzel.
Yeah, as it sits, it weighs 3660 without anybody in it.
How much weight did the Supercharger kit add? Because you got an intercooler, you got the
it's an air-to-air, so it's not too heavy, and it's out in front. I guess it's a centrifugal head unit. Obviously, it's not a roots blower or or anything like that. But I never weighed it before, but it's a 6-speed car, so it's a little lighter. With the 2SS.
It builds power. It feels just like the LS, but it just feels like it's turned up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we gained some RPM, so you can spin it to 7. That's where it's really
All
heavy.
right, that's good to know because I was being a little cautious with the
Yeah, because
red
there's
line.
a lot of timing down low that's it's not too crazy. It's 91 octane.
It does bounce around a little bit. It might be the effect of lowering springs with the shocks. Like I think KWs would probably sort that out pretty well, where it would settle or ride over these a little bit. I mean, this is a pretty. In the video, it'll look like it's a very smooth road, but you can probably see the way we're bouncing around the seats. It has enough, small little bumps and wiggles in it that it'll test the car's compliance. It has got to be 5 times as loud outside as inside. When you go by in the drive-bys, it makes noise. Like example, now. But man, these cars are so composed. Like this is so easy. The visibility and the size of this car, the visibility doesn't really help the size of this car because you're kind of pinched down, and I know it's a big wide car, and it feels like I have to stay dead center of the lane. But because the steering is so good and quick, and because the chassis is so good, it feels comfortable even with these small margins for error. Like I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it builds speed really linearly. It's not like a big hit.
It makes power at 6,900 RPM.
So that's max power at 69. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. So that keeps the power band up top, so you kind of have to wind it out.
Really well matched with this blower.
Yeah, it is. And I cannot get over it's GM's chassis engineers are like, they're the best in the business, I think. I really think they are the best. I'd say almost regardless of price, to be honest. They're working with front engine, rear wheel drive. They're not going mid engine yet. They will with the new Corvette, but like this is just so even around the corners. It's a heavy car, but it wants to turn in. It sticks fine. And even though the steering is electric assist, it's not the best system in the world, but I feel like I know what the car is doing and I know what the front wheels are doing.
Right. And the only thing I'll note is I do wish I started with the 1.0 liter as the 01 just to get the E-diff.
Yeah.
Because as you can feel when you power out of a corner, you'll feel the diff grab. Or on the E-diff, you don't feel it or you hear it, like the PTM.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, E-diffs they're amazing. Let's see, what's our oil temp at right now? 250. We can go to 4th for a little bit and let it cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is 95 degrees.
Yeah, it is a really hot day. You can tell we have AC on. We have it on low, so it's not too noisy for everybody. And I know I'm sweating. It'll be apparent.
Yeah. But
it's. I don't know, man, it's so hard. Someone asked me in the comments recently, like, what is steering feel? And
it's not that.
It's not this, but it could be worse.
Right.
I think it was in the 340i video where I really couldn't feel much. Or the Genesis I drove today, that'll be in a video either before or after this one. What it is you're turning the wheel, the car is moving, and if the rack speed is right, the car is changing direction at a rate that feels correct for your input. Right. You turn the wheel this much, the car moves this much. That's what you want in a performance automobile. You don't want to be doing, I don't want to have to turn the wheel this much to get the car to turn 5 degrees. Or I don't want to have to do, God forbid, like hand over hand in a corner or a tight hairpin, really. You want the rack to be quick enough that you can just keep your hands at 9 and 3. So the Genesis had that, but what it didn't have is steering feel, where as I was turning the wheel, I had no feedback through the steering wheel. It was very easy to turn. And if a car is starting to understeer, the wheel will get a little bit lighter, or if as you turn, there is a force from the road pushing on that outside tire, and you can you can totally feel these vibrations get passed up through the rack into your fingertips. And it's a hard thing to describe. A better writer could do a better job, but when you don't have it, you really notice, and it takes away the confidence you have as a driver because you don't know when the front end's gonna let go. You can't feel the G-forces other than through your butt. Like, there's a lot of feel that comes through your hands that really helps you go faster, figure out your cornering speed, help you slide a car. Like, it's essential, really. know, it's an enjoyable thing. It's something that we look for in performance cars that add to that sensory experience that make you enjoy driving, but it's also important for going fast. Which brakes do you have?
I have the Hawk HPS 5.0, just the pads.
Gotcha.
It is a stock 4 pistons. I probably should look into getting some more mechanical advantage.
I think you probably should. I was pretty deep in the pedal, but it allowed us to test the cornering speed of this car. And what do you have, Michelin PS4s on this?
Yeah, PS4s.
Great tire, amazing tire, tremendous tire.
It's the best street tire in my opinion. They warm up quickly. I mean, it's the best street tire. I came from a set of Super Sports. I had the stock Goodyears off of a 1LE as well, but I like the PS4s better. They heat up a little better. Heat up
nice, quiet on the road,
yes.
progressive slip. They kind of have everything. The best way I can think to describe how this car handles is it feels all-wheel drive.
Really?
Yeah. And you just have springs. Is it tire size? Did you change that at all?
Yeah, so it's 1LE with tires, so it's 285/30 up front and 305/30 out back.
Because what's the stock front tire size?
245/35 in the front, and then 275/35 for a stock SS.
So you've increased the front quite a bit. So that's probably helped with the feel a little bit, because I think if I remember correctly, the stock SS I drove a few years ago, I was driving and I was playing with the steering modes a lot more, you know, between normal and sport. And normal was a little too light, and sport was artificially heavy. This feels really good. You know, when I got in the car, you said you should just probably want to keep it normal like I do. And yeah, you're right.
Yeah, touring mode is just about right for this.
Touring mode, I think touring mode with this front tire combo feels really solid.
So I got blessed to drive the new aero that 6LE Designs is doing. And that with a 305 front tire in touring mode is a little heavier, which is similar to sport. So the tire width definitely has an impact of the steering width, even with the electric rack.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I mean, this is just so easy to corner quickly. You can actually feel the little ridges in the road coming through my hands, coming through my feet actually, through the pedals.
Yeah.
God, sorry, that was a terrible downshift, everybody. Chevy needs to do as many things with this chassis as they can. And I know they've done a lot of cool stuff, like the ATS has this chassis, I just hope they just keep progressing their chassis ability. If there's anyone out there who's like, I'm a Ford guy, I'm a this guy, or, you know, at least give yourself the experience of driving in one of these cars. I don't like the front visibility. I don't like a couple of things about the Camaro, but that's fine. There are a lot of reasons to drive these just to learn, like, the benefit of a really good unibody design. And then there's that. That's just pure violence coming out the back. I mean,
that's the Mortal Attack for you.
Yeah, like a carbon fiber exhaust system. And it also speaks to how much sound deadening is in this car. Like, I'm yelling a little bit, but we could actually go down to normal volume. Oh, I'm sure it's... One touch. Jeez! Oh my God. Sounds like we're being chased by hell. Wow. That is an experience. That is chasing away all wildlife for a couple of states. Wow. Just want to, like every turn. So angry. So angry. Yeah. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like a V8. There's nothing like a really angry V8. You know, there are cars that sound more exotic, like V12s, V10s, and it's a different emotion. You know, it's like genres of music. This is death metal. A V12 is like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a symphony, maybe an aggressive symphony. Pretty fancy. I mean, they sound amazing. And it's a good sound. Like V10s to me, I don't actually enjoy the sound of. Same with new Porsches. I wouldn't like play a CD or hear one go by and go, oh, that sounds awesome.
Right.
But what they do is they communicate to me the performance ability of that car. Like a Porsche sounds tight. It sounds super precise. You can almost hear how buttoned up everything is. Like when you drive a new Porsche, there's not a nanometer of slack in anything. You press the gas, you feel it move forward. It is like a direct linear response. X amount of gas pedal, Y amount of acceleration and force to the wheels. But it's not a sound I hear go by and go, man, that sounds awesome. Something like this, or an Aston V12, or you know, old muscle cars. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's a primal thing. Who knows what it is deep in our lizard brain? But it just like, it stirs something that you're like, yes, I like that. I want to be able to make that noise and just, I don't know. It's a great thing. I miss it with my little inline six. I like my car a lot.
We can fix that.
But yeah, put one of these in there. Oh man. So this is quick. Handles great, even though it's pretty basic suspension. And you got some plans next year. So it was at SEMA last year.
Yeah.
It'll be at SEMA this year.
Right. Should look
cool.
way different.
All right.
Still be black.
Still be black. Still have the gold wheels. There's different wheels.
They will be a different shade and a different kind of wheel.
Cool.
But same kind of theme.
Cool. I think it fits. You got, you know, it's a very angular car from the outside, and the wheels kind of fit that. This is I like this. These carbon bits are really nice looking. This is from the ZL1. You said
this is from the ZL1 model. Yeah, this was one-off that was done.
Gotcha.
It's a pre-production item, but yeah, just, you know, the ZL1 1LE bits. It's a 1LE steering wheel, ZL1 shifter. Just to like the suede a little better than the leather. This
is a lot of car. It's a lot of car. Man, these things are just getting cheaper on the used market, which
you can buy
crazy.
A brand new 18 SS stick or automatic for like $33K.
That's crazy.
2SS, yeah.
That is such good car for that money.
And I mean, there's 1LEs under 42. So,
man,
especially with how hideous that 19 is, that helps.
It does help. Yeah, a little Camry in the front.
Yeah.
You know, they need more air. Every car now needs more air, but there's a lot of factors that go into car design, which we won't get into today. But you know, they deal with a lot of the cards are dealt. Play with the cards they're dealt.
Yeah, that's why we're enthusiasts. We make it ours anyway. So
it's a great point. Yeah, you know, and that's why I also think it's buy a car you like the look of before you. I would take personally a car I like the look of and then work on performance versus a car that has all the performance and work on the looks, because it's a lot harder to change sheet metal than it is to add some boost.
The whole reason I bought this car is I saw it in magazines, whatever. I was looking to get some weight out of my car that I was working with before. I had a G8 GT before, trying to get some weight out of it, which I love the steering in that, by the way. But I saw a 6th gen on the road, 6th gen black on black, and I was like, yep, dealership 3 days later. So
man knows what he likes.
And it helps that it actually performs how I need it to. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of a win-win there.
Great. They're just, you know, I've said it 48 times in this video. Great chassis, great performance platform, really rewarding driving experience. You know, they're big, they're hard to see out of, but whatever. If you drive a race car with all the webbing on it and stuff, it's hard to see out of too. Dude, thanks for making the drive. I appreciate it. I know it was a long trip for 20 minutes. Hope you guys could hear that, enjoy that. Check out our podcast. Keep watching the videos. We're putting up podcasts twice a week, one takes twice a week. And if you have time, watch out for our announcements for live podcasts. You can watch us record them and jump in on Super Chat and ask questions that we will answer for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next time.